Coming up on this week's edition of Inside the Tribe, you'll get an inside look at the boys and girls track teams.
Plus, Belle asked some of the teachers some very important questions during last week's Teacher Appreciation Week. Inside the Tribe starts right now.
Now, from the Raider Nation, and voted one of the best in the Midwest, this is East Peoria's own Inside the Tribe.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of Inside the Tribe. I'm Cassandra Miller.
And I'm Jolene Varquez. The anti-bullying thought of the week is by someone unknown. Strong people stand up for themselves, but the strongest people stand up for others.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being, and mental illnesses are common and treatable. So much of what we do physically impacts us mentally, so it's important to pay attention to both your physical and mental health. Remember, it is okay to not be okay, but what's not okay is not asking for help.
Chorale auditions will be the entire week of May 13th. See Mrs. Church for details and to pick up an audition packet.
Are you interested in being a peer mentor for Unified PE? If so, see Miss Romeo, Mrs. Ridge, Mrs. Carlson, or go pick up an application in Student Services. Applications are due by May 13th to Mrs. Romeo. Any boys track athlete whose season has ended needs to turn in their clean uniforms and warm-ups labeled with their name to Coach Passmore by Thursday. If you do not return your uniform, you will be charged the cost of these items. We've got a few shout-outs to give in this week's Raider Report.
Sandra and Caleb are here to give you all of the details.
Welcome back to this week's Raider Report. I'm Sandra Ganem.
And I'm Caleb Ball. The Lady Raiders softball improved 9-0 in conference and 17-6 overall, led by a dominant performance by freshman pitcher Kirsten Osborne, who struck out 9 and walked 2 hitters while giving up 1 earned run. Freshman Bree Despinese had 3 hits and 1 scored run.
Randy Robinson was recognized by the National Wrestling Hall of Fame as the winner of the 2019 Tricia Saunders High School Excellent Award for Illinois. The award recognizes and celebrates the nation's most outstanding high school senior female wrestlers for their excellence in wrestling, scholastic achievement, citizenship, and community service. Congratulations, Randy.
The freshman-sophomore boys tennis team finished 5th overall at the Mid-Illini Conference Tournament in Washington the weekend of May 4th. Ethan Klein placed 5th at singles, Griffin Watson placed 5th at singles, the doubles team of Jack Maloney and Levi Robinson placed 6th at doubles, and the team of Brody Swearingen and Corey Taylor placed 6th at doubles.
On Monday, May 6th, the team defeated Washington in a dual match with singles wins from Jack Maloney, Griffin Watson, Levi Robinson, and Tyler Eckberg. Doubles wins came from Ethan Klein and Griffin Watson, and Jack Maloney and Levi Robinson. Congratulations, Raiders.
Congratulations to the boys track and field team for placing 3rd at the Morton Invite. The boys were tied with 2nd with Washington going into the final event.
The boys were carried by a series of individual victories and top 3 finishes from the following athletes: Jerome Wilson, 1st place in hurdles and high jump; Egan Dickerson, 1st place in 200 meter and 2nd in 100 meter; Keaton Vandal, 2nd place in 1600 meter; Nick Waller, 1st place in the discus and 2nd place in the shot put; and Garrett Petzel, 3rd place in pole vault.
The boys also had personal bests from David Duffer, Sam Williams, Keaton Vandal, Nick Waller, Egan Dickerson, and Garrett Petzel. Later in the show, Jack and Jolene talked with Keaton Vandal and Jexie Boulding about how the track season has been going so far.
The Lady Raiders softball team beat Limestone 7-4 on Wednesday, May 8th. Great job, ladies.
Another shout out goes to the boys track team who competed in the conference championship on Tuesday, May 7th. In one of the closest meets in recent years, only 6.5 points separated 4th and 6th place. The boys track and field team finished 6th, just mere points behind Washington and Morton. Senior Nick Waller was first team all-conference for his performances in the shot put and discus. Placing in the top 3 for the Raiders were Nick Waller, Egan Dickerson, and David Duffer. The boys returned to the track for the sectional championship on Tuesday, May 16th at Macomb High School.
The sophomore Raiders baseball team defeated Pekin Wednesday, May 8th, 4-3 in 9 innings. Bryce Brummett pitched 6 strong innings, and Ethan Cisnowski appeared in relief to give the hitters a chance to win it. Jonah Ziegler-Harris had a clutch 2-out, 2-strike RBI single to tie the game in the bottom of the 7th. Ryan LaHood led off the 9th inning with a triple, and Nathan Eunice had the walk-off sac fly to win the game for the Raiders.
The freshman baseball team won a thrilling 9-inning game against Pekin, which they won 5-4 on Thursday, May 9th. Tommy Flowers and Cooper Shane combined for the win. Ashton Masters scored the 2nd winning run on Tommy Flowers' game-winning hit. After the sweep against Pekin, the Raiders are now 7-3 in conference play and overtook Pekin for 2nd place in the conference.
The girls' track season ended with the sectional meet at Metamora on Thursday, May 9th. 6 girls posted a season best performance: Krista Messer, Riley Fortune, Sarah Fugit, Serenity Kelsey, Brooke Huff, and Caitlin Wendell. What a great way to end the season, ladies.
The Lady Raiders ended an undefeated week with a 12-0 win over the Morton Potters on Thursday, May 9th. The Lady Raiders are now 20-6 overall and 12-0 in conference. Juniors Mo Hussein, Sandra Ganim, and Amanda McGarity were combined 8-12 with 5 RBIs. Senior Shoshana Pierce was 2-4 with 2 RBIs. EP goes into their last week of regular season next week, starting with Lincoln at home on Monday, May 13th, at Pekin on May 14th, senior night against the Washington Panthers on May 16th, and ending the week with a doubleheader on Saturday, May 18th against Streeter. Come out and support your Lady Raiders.
Our last shout out goes to the Corral. On May 4th, the Corral traveled to Six Flags in St. Louis and performed in front of 3 very experienced and retired Corral directors. Overall, they scored a superior rating and received some pretty high marks. If you see a Corral singer, congratulate them on their hard work all year. Let's take a look at a performance from their last concert, which took place last week.
The Illinois Central College Penguin Players Program offers students with special needs and mentors performing arts opportunities. To register for the 2019 ICC Penguin Players, visit the link at the bottom of the screen.
Creative Writing Club will meet on Wednesday, May 15th in Mrs. Pfeiffer's room 215E.
The first NHS meeting is scheduled for May 21st in Miss Otten's room during Raider Hour. We will vote for officers, discuss important upcoming dates, and the individual service project requirements. A calendar note has already been sent to your school email account. Please reply to the email, and attendance is mandatory.
Last week, students and teachers voted on teacher superlatives, and here are your winners. School Mom and Dad goes to Mr. and Mrs. Yoakum. Loudest, Mr. Yoakum and Miss Coughlin. Best Laugh, Mr. Diggle and Mrs. Coughlin. Best Dancer, Mr. Allerger and Miss Romeo. Best Dress goes to Mr. Disney and Mrs. Arnold. School Superhero goes to Mr. Green and Miss Menzione. And Most School Spirit goes to Mr. Gonagam and Miss Dawson. And Most Likely to be a Motivational Speaker goes to Mr. Roman and Mrs. Lamb.
Most likely to have their own reality TV show, Mr. Herman and Mrs. Jackson. Best Romance, Mr. Plummer and Mr. Van Winkle. Girl Squad, Mrs. Beecham and Miss Kelly. Prom King and Queen, Mr. and Mrs. Fleming. Coffee Addicts, Mr. Childs and Mrs. Wearns. Most likely to write a book, Mr. Johns and Mrs. Falk. School Politicians, Mr. Collins and Mrs. Bone. Most likely to be on a game show, Mr. Theobald and Mrs. Norman. Most creative, Mr. Simmons and Miss Lohman. Most likely to join a circus, Mr. Boris and Miss Church. Congratulations, teachers.
Hi, I'm Jacob Higgins, and I'm here with the second-ranking distance runner in the conference, Keaton Vandal. And Keaton, how would you describe your season so far?
It's been pretty good. A lot of fast times and a lot of quick people all around.
All right, and thank you. And how do you see yourself progressing in this season and future seasons to come in like cross country and track?
Hopefully, with stretching and great nutrition, I could improve times, break 4:30, and be all state.
All right, and thank you, Keaton, and good luck at any future races. You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Jolene Varquez, and I'm with Jexie Boulding. First of all, congratulations for getting first in conference for pole vault. Thank you. And second of all, with sectionals approaching this week, how do you feel about your season so far?
Pretty good. I've improved a lot since last year, so I think I'm feeling pretty good about sectionals.
That was sectionals. How do you feel you're going to do this week?
It's very stressful, but it's my last meet, so I guess I'm going to do my best, and yeah.
Well, I'd like to wish you good luck, and to all of the girls' track team.
Last week was Teacher Appreciation Week, and in honor of that, we wanted to go around and get to know our teachers a little bit better. Mr. Green, how long have you been teaching for?
This is my 29th year of teaching.
Oh, man.
Yes, I know.
And why do you continue teaching?
So I can get full retirement.
me you don't love us?
Love is such a subjective word. So.
Okay, Mr. Green. Okay, Mrs. Lamb, if you weren't a teacher, what would you be and why?
I think I would be a weather girl. I've always been fascinated with weather, and I would love to do that. The cold front is moving in this way.
I think you'd be great at that. You're welcome. Okay, so Mr. Theobald, we know it's your last year here, so what have you enjoyed most about your time at EPCHS?
I'd say mostly it's the people here. The staff is great, the kids are great, and I don't know, everybody seems to get along pretty well.
Yeah. Are you going to miss us?
Sure.
We'll miss you. So, Mrs. Bone, we all know you're an awesome English teacher. What is your favorite unit to teach throughout the year?
I really like to teach the sophomores Lord of the Flies unit because we get to play Survivor and they get to compete against each other, and I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that is a lot of fun. Mrs. Werns, Mr. Herman, what was your favorite thing about college and where did you go?
Well, I went to Eastern Illinois University, and my favorite thing was probably the friends I made and hanging out with them.
I went to Illinois State University, and my favorite thing was probably also making new friends and meeting my wife at college.
Oh, awesome.
I met my husband too.
Awesome.
That's not all, but that's all we have time for today. For the full set of announcements, listen to Sophie Schneblin every day during Raider Hour.
Also, be sure to follow us on Inside_the Tribe.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of Inside the Tribe. I'm Cassandra Miller.
And I'm Jolene Varquez. And from everyone here at Inside the Tribe,
have a great Raider Day.